I never thought that I would be able to finish this entire portrait in less than 10 hours. Wanna know how? Watch this. So this is already part 2. Part 1 is linked. It's pinned on my comment section. But in part 1, you were able to see the first 4 steps in making this portrait. We made our own sanded paper to be used here on our pastel pencil drawing. And then I showed you the sketching part, the blocking in of shadow part. And then I show you how to put highlights already. And then the green foundation, which is the most important step on this particular pastel portrait drawing, because we're using sanded paper. And it's really nice to use that technique on this part 2 of the drawing video. And like what I said, from here it only took me 4 hours because the first 6 hours was in part 1. And then I never imagined that I would be able to finish this portrait with details, with backgrounds, with a complicated hair with just 4 hours. So all in all, it took me less than 10 hours to finish this particular portrait. So here, this is actually the part 5 or the step 5 of this portrait, which is the actual skin tone. So here I'm going to show you all the colors that I used for the actual skin tone, and you will see the importance of the green foundation that I put right here and what it does with the actual skin tone. So as you can see, I'm layering bright colors right here, but it doesn't seem too bright when laid over the green foundation, which is really amazing, and which is really perfect. This kind of technique is perfect when you use pastel pencils. And as a colored pencil artist, I know a lot of you are colored pencil artists and you love colored pencils as much as I do, but usually it takes lots and lots of hours and time and days and months to finish realistic portraits using colored pencils. But here, I'm still surprised how quickly I was able to create a very challenging and a very complicated reference photo. I'm surprised that I could finish it, like in this case, in less than 10 hours. It's really, really quick. Besides the fact that I'm rushing this portrait a little bit because I wanted to be able to show this to you while the movie is still in cinemas, early in cinemas. So here, I never thought that with the first 6 hours is I never did that in just one sitting, in just one day. I did that with more than 5 days, 5 days I think. But this part, the next 4 hours of this video, I did this not one sitting, but just half a day. I started 10 o'clock in the morning, and I was able to finish it around 6 p.m. on that same day. And I'm so happy because it only took me 4 hours to do this kind of skin tone, which is very nice, great saturation, as you can see. Maybe because the green foundation helps a lot in being able to produce this kind of very nice saturated skin tone, not really very bright, because I think the green foundation, when combined with bright colors like what I'm using right now, as you can see, it creates a very nice toned down skin tone that looks a little bit of a classic style or a Renaissance style, I don't know. But I love using pastels because it's quick to use, it's easy to use, blending is never a problem. And here, this is the fun part right here and the quick part right here, because if you do this part right here using colored pencils, the background, and I want to show you the hair lastly, but here the background can be very, very difficult and will consume lots and lots of hours if you do it with colored pencils. As you can see here, using not pastel pencils but soft pastels, pastel chalks right here, it's very, very easy to combine colors to create the exact colors that I can see on my reference photo, and it's very, very quick to use. As you can see, it covers the entire paper very, very quickly. That's why I was able to save lots and lots of hours, because I can say that with colored pencils, it can take me days to be able to finish just this background, because this background has a lot of layers needed to be able to produce the correct tone of this background. I think this is a bed right here, and with pastel chalks or the soft pastels, very, very easy. As you can see, I just blend using my finger, and it's very, very easy to blend. And other thing than that is that with pastels, it's very easy to create and to draw details above the layered surface already. Imagine doing this part, this detail, this leaves, white leaves, vine part right here. Imagine doing it with colored pencils. It can almost be impossible to draw on top of the colored surface using colored pencils. But here you can just do that. With colored pencils, you can just, I think you can just leave the whiteness of the paper for these details. But there are some details that has a different tone right here, which is not totally white, so it can be difficult even with colored pencils. And here, as you can see here, there's like a blanket. Is it a blanket right here, which is checkered? That can be very tricky to use, to do, and very hard to do. But here I can just do it very, very quickly and fast. As you can see here, I think with this background, detailed background, it took me less than or around 1 hour almost like an hour only is spent doing this particular background, detailed background, as you can see here. And yeah, I'm so happy to see and to prove that this is a very, very quick medium to use, the pastels. So as you can see, I combine pastel pencils. I use pastel pencils mainly on the skin tone and the soft pastels for the background. And you will see later on, right here actually, you will see how the pastel chalk can make drawing here very quick and very, very easy, which is typically so difficult to draw using colored pencils. A lot, I know if you are a colored pencil artist, you understand how difficult it is, especially the blonde hair like this. It can take you lots and lots of hours, and it can take you forever to be able to draw a blonde hair. Black hair is a little bit easy, but blonde hair is so hard because to be able to achieve the blonde hair, you don't you need a lot of shades of colors. This is not just one shade of color or two or three. You need lots and lots of shades of color to be able to achieve the blonde hair. And here, as you can see, it's very, very easy to add highlights like what I'm doing right here. I just use the pastel chalks or the soft pastels to add the highlights of the hair, and then I use my finger to blend everything together and achieve the nice volume. Now I'm using a white charcoal pencil right here for sharp highlights. Very, very easy. You can add sharp highlights using just the white charcoal pencil right here. And with colored pencils, it's almost impossible to do that with the white pencil for the highlights of the hair, especially if it's already burnished or blended. But here you can just layer on top of other layers and achieve the colors that are needed for the blonde hair right here. As you can see, I'm combining orange, pink, dark green, because blonde hairs has green. It has a green tone on the blonde hair, but you really need to achieve it and layer more colors to be able to fully get the tone of the hair. As you can see here, it looks a little bit messy at this part, but it's really quick. I covered the entire hair already. I started by blocking in my darker shadows first to be able to achieve or to build the shape of the hair, and then I layered lighter colors like light green here, some pinks, and then here's the fun part, the very quick part. It really made the drawing very, very quickly, is to blend using your finger. Very easy to blend, very easy to just mix all the colors together, and I'm so surprised that you can achieve this very nice blonde hair by just a few strokes of different pastel colors, and you can easily blend it with your finger. That is not possible using colored pencils, but I love colored pencils, don't get me wrong. But if you need something that is realistic and that you will not be able to consume lots and lots of time and effort to do, I think you need to try to give the pastels a try, because it produces quality portraits without having to spend lots and lots of hours. As you can see here, it's very easy to add highlights. With colored pencils, you cannot draw light over dark, but here you can just easily do that, and you can just achieve this difficult, complicated blonde hair with just few strokes and few blending, and then towards the end, you add your highlights to make it more realistic. And as you can see here, I'm adding more highlights to add volume into the hair, and then just add highlights and then blend until you are satisfied with the realism that you want with the hair, especially with this very difficult blonde hair. And then again, I use my General's white charcoal pencil for sharp strands, highlighted strands of hair, and then I'm correcting everything right here, the shadows. If I need to add darkness in some parts of the details on the shadows right here, I'm just using the pastel pencil dark brown right here, and then some more highlights to make it more realistic right here. And I'm so happy that I was able to do it with just less than 10 hours. So that is the magic of pastel pencils. Thank you very much for watching.